The Legend of Mob Football, the story of Kiclond and the birth of the beautiful game. Chapter 1. The Festival of Shrovetide. In the days of old, long before the time of organized sport and gleaming stadiums, in the quiet and rustic village of Haxby in England, there lived a humble tavern keeper named Kiclond. Known for his strength, quick wit, and good heart, Kiclond was a beloved figure among the villagers. His tavern, the Ploughman's Leg, was the beating heart of the village, a place where ale was poured and stories were shared. It was the season of Shrovetide, a time of feasting and merrymaking before the austere days of Lent. The village square of Haxby buzzed with excitement and anticipation. Stalls laden with delicacies, the aroma of roasting meats, and the sound of laughter filled the air. Among the revelers stood Oswin, the village elder, wise and venerable, with a gleam of mischief in his eyes.
"Gather round, good people of Haxby,"
Oswin called, his voice carrying over the din.
"I have a challenge for you all."
The villagers crowded closer, curiosity piqued. Oswin held aloft a curious object, a pig's bladder, encased in leather, stitched together with care. The object was strange, yet inviting.
"This,"
Oswin declared,
"is a ball, and I propose a game. We shall see who can kick this ball from one end of the village to the other. Let us make merry in the spirit of Shrovetide."
A cheer went up from the crowd, and Kiclond, standing tall among them, felt a spark of excitement.
"A game, you say?"
He grinned, stepping forward.
"I'll take that challenge, Oswin."
Oswin's eyes twinkled.
"Very well, Kiclond. Let us see what you can do."
Chapter 2. The game begins. With a mighty kick, Kiclond sent the ball soaring through the air. It bounced and rolled along the cobblestone streets, and the villagers, caught up in the moment, gave chase. The game had begun. As Kiclond and his friends kicked and chased the ball through the narrow streets of Haxby, more and more villagers joined in. What began as a small, spirited contest quickly grew into a wild and joyful chase. The ball was kicked and passed from one player to another, laughter and shouts echoing through the village. The ball, driven by the fervor of the players, soon found its way to the edge of Haxby and tumbled into the open fields beyond. The chase continued, the game growing ever larger as villagers from neighboring Oldham, drawn by the spectacle, joined in.
"Look there, Kiclond,"
called Oswin, breathless but grinning.
"We've got half of Oldham with us now."
Kiclond laughed, his eyes shining with the thrill of the game.
"Let them come. The more the merrier."
The game took on a life of its own, no longer confined to the villages but sprawling across the countryside. The ball crossed fields and meadows, leaped over streams, and was carried through forests. It became a grand adventure, an epic journey that united everyone it touched. Days passed and the mob of players grew. Villages from miles around heard the tale of the great game and sent their own to join. The ball traveled ever onward, propelled by the boundless energy and enthusiasm of the players. Chapter 3. Kiclond's Leadership. Amidst the chaos, Kiclond emerged as a natural leader. His strength and quick thinking guided the game, turning the random kicks into a coordinated effort. He called out to the players, rallying them, encouraging them, his voice a beacon of unity and purpose.
"Together, friends, let's keep the ball moving to the next village and beyond."
The journey of the ball, now an epic saga, culminated in the distant village of Dunsford. The villagers, exhausted but exhilarated, collapsed in the village square, the ball finally coming to rest at Kiclond's feet. The game had ended, but the spirit of unity and joy it had fostered lingered in the hearts of all who had played. As the villagers of Dunsford gathered around, Kiclond raised the ball high.
"We have done something extraordinary,"
he said, his voice filled with pride.
"We have come together, united in a game that brought joy to us all." Let this be a tradition, and may those after us come together in good spirit and cheer.
Chapter 4: The Birth of the Beautiful Game. And so, the legend of the first mob football game was born. The tale of Kiclond and the villagers of Haxby, Oldham, and Dunsford spread far and wide, becoming a cherished tradition. Each year, during Shrovetide, the game was played again, a celebration of community, joy, and the enduring human love for play. Over the centuries, these chaotic and communal games evolved. From the medieval villages of England, rules began to form, turning mob football into a more structured pastime. By the 19th century, public schools like Eton and Harrow had formalized their own versions of the game. In 1863, these disparate forms coalesced with the establishment of the Football Association in London, which set the first standardized rules of modern football. Football grew rapidly, transcending its humble beginnings to become the world's most popular sport. Today, it unites people from all corners of the globe, celebrated in grand stadiums and watched by billions. The spirit of those ancient games lives on, a legacy of the wild and wondrous days when a humble tavern keeper named Kiclond kicked a pig's bladder into history. So, as we watch our favorite teams and celebrate the beautiful game, we remember the roots of football, grounded in the essence of community and the joy of play. If you enjoyed this tale, give us a like, subscribe, and join the side of the amazing team keeping legends alive. Until next time, take care, friends.
Some people believe football is a matter of life and death. I can assure you it is much, much more serious than that.